podcast. You guys ready? Remember, with questions, please preface them with at Sir Venom or at the Soviet Spy, so we can address those questions a little bit later on. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, shipmates of all ages, welcome to episode 3 of Across Your Bow podcast. With me, joining me today is the Soviet Spy. You guys know him from Twitch. What's up, Spy?
Hey man, how you doing?
I am doing absolutely fantastic tonight.
Nice.
Hopefully you are doing as well as I am. So today on the show, and everybody, you guys know who I am. I'm Sir Venom IK. Salutes, my friends. It's good to see you. Today on the show, we're going to cover what's new in the news. The news. Everybody loves the news. We're going to give our rank season updates, and then there's some interesting changes coming up for the clan changes, and there's a game mode. There's 2 game modes coming out that we're going to talk about for just a little. We're going to touch on a little bit, but mainly this is about the clan changes coming to the PTR and what that means for the clans that are out there. Now, I haven't seen any videos on this yet, so I wanted to be the first guy to get up there and say, "Hey, this is what's happening according to the PTS or PTR, whatever they call it. I call it a PTR." Plus, we'll get to your guys' questions a little bit later on. So, first things first, man. Let's take a look at what's going on in the store right now. You got the Loyang, the Gas Can, the Sharn Horse, the Atago, the Prince Eugene's, the Sharn Horse. They're all on sale right now. And if you have seen any of these boats and know what these boats are, you guys better go and pick them up.
It's a good sale week, huh?
Yeah. Also, you guys can pick up a Tachi Banana Lima and a Smith for $1. Yeah, 99 cents. You can't beat 99 cents, man. Any of these? You probably got all these, don't you?
No, I got all of them, yeah.
You got all of them?
But the Tachibana for 99 cents is cute.
Tachi Banana for $1? I'm totally in. I'm totally in for a Tachi Banana. I went ahead and got me a Tachi Banana. I was gonna buy a Smith, but I already had a Smith when it was $4.99.
Yeah, Tachibana Lima was the gift ship, right?
I don't know where the Tachi Banana Lima came from, man. I didn't. I wasn't around when that boat came out, but I did pick up the original Tachi Banana. Somebody gifted it to me during like a 24-hour stream or some nonsense, and during that 24-hour stream, I had to play it like 17 times. So whatever. Also in the store, moving on with the store, Dasha captains. Get one of your Dasha captains. They're $16 a piece right now. Plus, you'll get 14 days of premium that goes along with that. One for every nation that's in the game. If you guys are wondering what you're gonna do with the Dasha captain, the only one that I picked up so far through the anniversary is the British Dasha, because of the British DDs that are on their way out. That will be out soon, so you can start working her up there if you want, or if you need to fill a spot for a boat that you play a lot, but you don't want to keep moving captains back and forth, then you can have a dedicated captain for that one. So guys, go check that out and pick up the according one that you need.
There's also the bulk, all of them for $75 with 3 months of premium.
Wow, that's how much is that? 75?
75, yeah.
That's not terrible. Not terrible. I have a hard time.
I don't need it, but some people might want it.
Yeah. What else? What else is on sale? Let's see. The Azure Lane is back in the shop now. You guys can pick up the Azure Lane captains, and you can also pick up some skins till the 21st, I believe. And they are the Hipper, the Cleveland, the Enterprise, the Nelson, the Hood, are all available for camos. You guys can pick those up. If you will. Also, you can get the anniversary containers until the 19th of this month. So pick those up and get your little tokens so you can weed through and get all those little badges and stuff. Did you get any of those badges?
I didn't. I got the Arctic camo for the Edinburgh. I got the Sunken Zombie Zed, camo, and something else, I think.
Yeah, I was sitting there. We were talking about We were talking about this yesterday in Ashley's stream. Ashley, aka Ashley, if you guys know her, go check her out. She's fantastic. We were talking to her yesterday, and they were like, "Hey, what do I get here? What do I do here? And do I get this?" And everybody was telling her to get the Edinburgh camo. And I said, why get the Edinburgh camo? You're only going to play it maybe 20, 30 times. But you can take this Dacia Captain for the Pan-Asian line or the Japanese line that you're working up, and you can run it through Tier 5, Tier 6, Tier 7, Tier 8, Tier 9. You're going to use that a lot more than that. It's more beneficial than that one camo for that one ship. So she ended up taking the Dacia Captain instead. So that's not too bad.
I just got it because I don't need the commanders, and I would like to have the Arctic camo.
Oh, there you go.
I don't play it very much at all. I prefer to play the Fiji, but
no, it's nice to have a camo on a boat. That's the only reason why I have some of the boats that I have is because I have a camo for them, and if I'm going to play them, I might as well use that particular camo. Another thing that's out there right now. Where is it? I had it written down. Now I can't find it anymore. Well, anyway, render changes coming up. We have gotten number confirmation on this. The number confirmation for the rendering changes right now, as you guys know, the rendering right now is terrible. There's a 2-second delay between when they're legit spotted and when they actually pop up on your screen, and it's about 2 seconds right now. And from all the information that I got on the PTR or the PTS, whatever you guys call it, is the delay is 0.2 seconds. So it's like almost instantaneous. So that's back to the way it should be. It never should have changed, and I don't understand why they changed it to begin with. But that's besides the point. But that's going back, so that's a good news. That is fantastic news. So your 5.4 kilometer detection is legit again instead of
Good news for destroyer players. I don't really know other people really care.
There you go. A new contest started today. For today, from today till I don't know when that runs through, but you guys can post a screenshot on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram with the hashtag CLX Warships for a chance to win a pretty decent PC. It's moderately powerful. It does come with a 1080, so that's not too terrible. For a victory screenshot, you got to just make sure that your name is in there, the date, and the time that the screenshot is in there. You only get one entry, so you can only post one screenshot. So do that, and you get your chance to win a PC. That's nice little contest. Also, the hashtag sale to TwitchCon. If any of you guys are streamers out there, hashtag sale to TwitchCon ended today, so you don't have to do that anymore. They will draw the winners on Friday with Tragic and Fem, I believe. I think Tragic
on the warship.
On the warship, so you guys go over there and check that out. And of course, they will contact you via the email if you do happen to win. And I hope I do. All right, so that's enough. You got any news?
No, I think we covered that one.
You got any news? There's one more thing. 4 new commanders are coming to the arsenal. If you guys didn't get a chance to pick these commanders up, I highly recommend you taking the time to earn these commanders because they are fantastic commanders. Burt Dunkirk, John Doe, Victor Znamiensky, and Franz von Jutland are all coming back. They're going into the arsenal. And John Doe, Victor Znamiensky, Franz von Jutland will be 35,000 coal. 35,000 coal in the arsenal, and then there is a Royal Navy segment that's up and coming, like another event, like this Warships event, this anniversary event, that you're going to be able to get Burt Dunkirk for the Royal Navy segment tokens that you're going to get out of this event. I don't know; they have no details on the event, but that's upcoming with the next patch as well. So in the arsenal, so check those out. So make sure that you guys at least get these 4 captains because those are fantastic. If you already have them, I don't know if you can get another one. I don't think so.
I don't think so. But 35,000 coal seems pretty inexpensive considering what they sold them for. Wasn't it like $20 or something they sold them for?
Well, I mean, John Doe was. Everybody knows John Doe was Steven Seagal, so you had to earn that guy. So that one was free.
they re-released
Victor Sneminsky and Franz von Jutland were for purchase, and I bought Franz von Jutland. That's the only, and I got both of them. I got them all, so it doesn't really matter to me. But you guys might want to pick them up, and they've got good skills. I'll let you go in there and figure out what skills they are because I don't remember offhand. But either way, yes. All right. So let's move. You got no more news? Nothing in the store?
No.
Nothing you want to talk about?
No, nothing I remember.
This?
No.
All right, let's talk. Let's go ahead and go into the clan changes. Clan changes are up and coming, dude. You are losing everything. Everything that you've put into your clan page is going away.
Yeah,
it's going away. They're revamping the entire clan page from scratch, and I've seen the changes, and it doesn't look too terrible. Everything that we have put in as a clan, all whatever 200, 300, 400,000 oil that it took to max out our clan, which we've been maxed out for ages, will be returned to us. And we will have to reapply that particular oil to the different sections that we want to up. Go name off the sections for us real quick since you have all that information up. There's several sections. We're still going to have our 50 person clan deal. That's going to be the first whenever it comes out. That's going to be the first thing that we put back into for most of you guys. Then go ahead.
The new buildings, we have a coal port, which will give you bonuses on receiving coal. You'll have a steel port, which will give you, bonuses on receiving steel. A design bureau will be the new building name for the bonuses on XP gain, free XP on the ships. The academy will be giving people XP bonuses on commander skills, and the dry dock is the same thing as it used to be for the bonuses or the reductions of cost of the building or purchase of the ships. Research will give you XP to ships, and then a officers club, which should be called staff, will be for the expansions on clan members. Shipyard will be 10% cost per tier of the ships we're purchasing.
So there's a lot of good stuff coming in. I know a lot of people are. Let's talk about the two big ones there, coal and steel, real quick, and then we'll move in and we'll touch lightly on the rest of them. But what's the numbers on the steel in the start with the steel one because that's the most important for people.
Yeah, it looks like it's just like all the other ones. There's 3 levels for the building, so it starts at. They really worded this weird. It looks like it starts at 5% bonus, then a 2% bonus, and then a 3% bonus.
Right. So overall, you're getting 15% bonus on your steel, but you have to unlock these refineries or whatever to make it better. So that's not bad. 15% more on 10 what?
5%, then 2%.
Oh, I thought you said 10%. All right, so it's 10% more. So
that's still
for every 1,000 you're getting 100 bonus. So,
300, yeah.
Yeah,
still nice.
That's nice, especially if you're going for something like the black or the flint. That does cost quite a bit of steel, or the Stalingrad for some of you guys out there. Steel is a resource that is not readily given out. You have to earn it through clan battles. You have to earn it through rank battles, and in all rank season you can only earn 5,500 steel. So this would be another what's 5,500?
There's 550.
Yeah. So you'd get 6,000 rank season, which makes it a little bit easier. Anybody know what the Stalingrad goes for in steel?
20,000 or 22,000.
So there you go. So you would need four rank seasons to get it out.
18,000.
18K. So 3 rank seasons to get it. That's not a bad. That's 18,000 if you have this. So there you go. And you guys can earn this through a bunch of other stuff as well. Go for the coal. What is it?
Same thing.
Coal's the same. So you guys
everything's the same. Yeah.
10% more on the coal as well. What's the next one down?
Design Bureau.
Which does.
It does. There's 6 expansion slots. 10% for level tier 1 through 6. 10% for 7 through 8. That's weird. Oh yeah, 7 through 8. 10% for 9 and 10, and then another 2 more that give 5% for all levels, and then another 5% for all levels.
And that's cost.
That's
Or-
for free XP gain.
Oh, okay. So that's actually new as well.
Yep.
You can
So you
get
can get
bonus free XP
10, so up to 20% bonus per tier.
per tier. 20% bonuses per tier.
For free XP.
For free XP. So that'll go a long way for if you guys are looking to get the Musashi or the Nelson or anything like that. Because I know that's about the only thing that I'm grinding for now is free XP, so we can get these new ships. The Alaska's coming out soon, so that'll be good as well. And this is all taking place in 7.9. What's the next one down?
You got the Academy. It gives bonuses to Commander XP. It
Can't
says
go wrong with that.
five expansion slots that each give 2% bonus to Commander XP. So once again, 10%.
10% after the 5, not a problem. You guys can gain captains. Everybody knows 19-point captains is the easiest way to get commander experience, the elite experience, and then that's actually the fastest way to get a 19-point captain is through the elite commander experience. Everybody knows this. So there you go. You can double it up or get 10% more. And I know sometimes here, I don't know about you on your stream, but when we're doing it on my stream here, we'll take bets. I'll flag up and I'll Commander XP up and see how much I get a game. And some of these gains are 40, 50,000 sometimes if I have a good game with all the
Good game
everything
flags
up.
and camo now. Yeah.
I think the max that I've seen, the max that I've been able to accomplish is 1,100% bonus on Commander experience. 1,100%. That's ridiculous. Plus another 10%, so it's another 4,000. So that's pretty solid. That'll help you make your gains. That's right, gains. Get them gains going, bro. What's next?
Nothing new. Just renaming things. The dock is now the dry dock. 6 expansion slots. They're the cost for lowering the service.
Same percentages, I assume. Okay.
Yep, nothing's changed.
That's staying the same. What's next?
The Research Institute, it gives 6 expansion slots, 2% of a ship XP, tier 6, 8,
That's
7.
the same. Bonus
this one-
experience. I think
one's in Russian.
I think it's a little bit different. I don't read Russian, so I don't.
I don't
I
either,
didn't know
but
what
that's what it's some tier in Russian. I don't know what that is.
One of the tier. It's tier 1 through 10. So there you go.
Yeah, it's just 2%, 2%, 2%, 1%, and then 1% for all levels. So then they're saying 2% for all the tiers, and then you have an additional 1% for all level for up to 3 times. So 5% total
5%.
reduction in service fee.
What's next?
The staff is now called Officers Club,
Uh-huh.
and that's for adding more players to the clan. 4
Right.
expansions, 5 players each expansion.
5
20.
players each expansion up to 50. So
Yep.
so if you start out at 30, then you have to pay this oil 4 times or whatever to get that 20 extra slots. Not a big deal. Frustrating because we've already been at 50. I wonder here if they're going to give us like a week or something like that buffer time in between, because we got 50 people in the 5-inch clan right now, and I don't want to lose anybody because of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of questions that come into that, because if it kicks everyone out, it's also going to drop right before the new clan season, and they got to wait 3 days to reapply. I don't know how they're gonna handle that. That's,
I have no idea. This is something that I don't think anybody's asked them. What's next after that? Definitely a worry, though. Definitely a worry.
the shipyard is now going to be changed shipbuilding yard,
Uh-huh.
and it's 6 expansions, 10% reduction of cost to researchable ship.
So it'll be cheaper for people to buy new ships as you're grinding out. Doesn't affect me at all. I know
Nope.
probably not you either. Or whoever has everything at tier 10 is not. It only going to affect me for the new British ones that are coming out soon.
It's such a negligible amount of money. It doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean-
it's non-existent, and that'll be like one of the last things that we do. What's next?
That's it. That's
That's
all the
it.
new ones for the new port.
I'm interested to hear your comments on any of this. You guys out there in the chat, if you guys have any comments or anything about the new clan rework page, you guys can go check it out on the news panel. I don't have a link for you. I apologize for not having the link. But you guys can go check that out yourself. And if you have any questions or any comments or concerns, please let us know, and we'll address those at the end. There you go. Thank you very much for that. The new Dev Block site, clan base building, Soviet Spy, dropping it there for you. You guys can click on that and go get the information for yourself as well. Any comments on this, man?
I overall I like it a lot. I think they did a good job. I'm a little disheartened with the idea of the steel bonuses, but beyond that, I like everything else. I mean, we all want steel. You know, we all want to get to a Flint, a Black, a Stalingrad. You know, right. A lot of people like these reward ships, but that's what they are. They're reward ships, right? And I don't necessarily like the idea of making it more accessible to the all just because everyone wants one. That's not really how it was supposed to be. But beyond that, I mean, I'm just nitpicking.
It was when I first heard that they were going to go into the arsenal and you're going to be able to buy this thing. I was kind of upset because I went through a lot of trouble and a lot of salty nights, a lot of rage here on the stream. If you guys were involved in the stream at all during my rank seasons, you guys understand how salty and ragey I get about stupidity, and most of it's just stupid people doing stupid things and not playing to win the game. And you guys understand my frustration because I felt that I earned that Flint during that Tier 7 rank season. I felt I earned my Black last season with the Tier 10 rank season. And now they're just kind of giving it away. And it's definitely off-putting and a little bit frustrating. But then when you look at it that it's steel, it's going to take you 3 to 4 seasons to get any of this steel worth of anything. I think that they should. It's fine. It doesn't bother me now, but I think that they should really go back to looking at taking it out of that and giving it away for earning this thing. So there's people out there that would have never have gotten it. They don't even have to rank out now to get this really awesome ship. They could just.
It's worse than that actually, because steel's in super containers now.
Well, yeah. So technically, somebody doesn't even have to play Clan Wars or anything. Just get a couple of super containers with steel, which is rare, but it can happen.
It can happen.
I never play one ranked game, and that's frustrating for me because I have struggled. I have put forth my blood and effort and holes in the wall and putty to fix them. I've put all of that out there, and I feel it. I feel a little slighted by it. By it going as steel. I don't know about how you guys out there feel.
I like the fact though that it's not just for rank, because there's clan battles now as well. Because you get the Stalingrad with steel, and I kind of like it to some extent because you have to decide whether you want to get a Flint or you want to get a Stalingrad. You pick what you want. You can try to trade it in as you would, and you earn the right to buy these ships with the amount of effort you put into it, But I don't like the fact that it's a super container. That one I think should maybe be re-looked at least, minimally.
Yeah, absolutely. We did earn it, and this is something that only a small percentage. Only a small percentage of the player base are even going to be able to be access to this through the ranked season. So it felt special. It felt special. Yo, I've got my Flint, bro. Yes, I got my Flint. I felt special, but now it doesn't feel as special as it used to, because they are basically giving this thing away, and that all boils down into the steel. And this is going to help those guys that don't play Clan Wars or don't play rank season. It's going to help them when they get a lucky container, or they only play to rank 5 and they get 3,000. Now they're getting 3,300. That's still, they're still. I don't think that they're earning it, and I don't know. It's a slight in the face. And that goes another thing with this company. There's one more thing out there right now, that if you're a first-time doubloon buyer, you're getting triple the doubloon value. So if you buy something, say, that's worth 3,000 doubloons, you're getting 9,000 doubloons of value for your very first purchase. What about the guys that have spent thousands and thousands of dollars, like you have, or I don't know how much you spent, but they've spent thousands of dollars like myself on this game to buy the boats. What about us?
Yeah. Let's not talk about how much I put in the game.
Right. And it's frustrating and off-putting. It seems like it's just big company. Let's get new players. Let's not give a shit about those 1% players, the guys that are actually funding the rest of this game and have put their hard-earned money into the game. I feel the same way about that I do the Steel. It feels like a slight to the players that have actually been around for years.
Yeah. No, I don't think you're wrong. That's for sure.
But
and you get what 5,500 steel per season now.
Yeah, something like that.
So you do need to play 3 ranked seasons of ranking out to get a flint worth of steel.
Well, if the Stalingrad's 1,800, I know the Flint's not that much.
Flint's 11,000.
Flint's 11,000. Stalingrad's 18,000.
Yeah,
Something
with
like
coupon,
that.
I think though.
Somebody go look that up and let us know. So I understand that they want to get people's money. They want to get them. I've paid for this. Now I'm going to play longer. I get that. But it's like it's 21K. Somebody's saying it's 21K.
Yeah, it's 18 with coupon, I think though.
All right. Okay. All right. So 18 with a coupon. So I don't know. Either way, guys. Where's my stuff? Where's mine? Where's my discounts? Where's my specials? I want to see something to where I get double the doubloons or triple the doubloons on something that I purchase. It's 28,000. Well, apparently there's some. It's up in the air. We don't know exactly what the numbers are. But anyway, it feels like a slight to me. I know it's going to be good for the new guys coming in, so they'll have some doubloons to throw around. Maybe they'll get some Commander XP or some free XP out of it. I don't know. I don't care. That's their money. They can do what they want to. GG Wormouth.
I think they're right. Like, Wargaming knows that you put money in the game and you're not going anywhere, so they don't need to try to keep you around. I'm not saying it's right, but I think that's kind of what they're looking at, customer retention. I get the idea, but it would be nice if we got some sort of something for our recognition for playing for, one of the Wargaming CEO's salary for the month.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
or the salary for the day, as it were. So I think that free to play games like this, they do need to hook. They do need to hook people in, and I see this. I see this as their hook to get new guys to actually spend the money, and I'm fine with that, I guess. But it just seems like, come on, man, you guys can diddle my balls for a little bit instead of diddling the new guys' balls. You know what I'm saying? But either way, that's neither here nor there. It's going to happen no matter what I say and what I like. So I have a little bit. Do you have anything else on the clan thing?
No, I
that
think
you want to talk about.
Other than going on that side detour, I think I'm fine.
Yeah, you're good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I wanted to stop here for just a second, and I have a little bit of a social commentary or a community commentary that I wanted to throw out there, and I want you guys' opinion on this as well. And we'll address those opinions toward the end of the show, but I want to get your opinion as well. My social commentary stemmed from something last night that we didn't really argue about it, but I heard something in another stream, and it bothers me when people focus so hard just at stats on boats. So my commentary is this. Don't just look at stats. Don't throw them out there. Don't throw them out, but just don't blindly follow them. Play the boats. Learn the ins and outs of the boats. Formulate your own opinion, and then listen to the haters disagree with you. I personally think that the Belfast is overrated. I don't think it's that great. The Sims is overrated. I don't think it's that great. For the simple fact that I have played these boats hundreds of times, and I really think that there's a lot of things that are lackluster about these boats. And when you make an opinion like this, the stats say this, the stats say that. I don't care what the stats say. The Chung Mu and the Fletcher are identical. They have identical stats. The only thing different about them is what? The deep water torpedoes. That's the only difference between them. The Chung Mu is a stronger boat than the Fletcher, and that is all based on my personal experience, feelings, And I want to take those personal experience and feelings over what the stats say. So, have an opinion, stick to your guns, and make your opinion. But be able to defend your opinion when somebody comes and attacks you, because they will. They will. They'll call you things like heretic. They'll call you, they'll call you out, and they'll just be like, you're an idiot. You have no idea what you're talking about. When I do know what I'm talking about, because I played the boat. I played the boat 30 or 40 times. And that's enough to formulate an opinion. The opinions that I disagree with are the ones that have played the boat 5 times, and they say this thing's a lump of crap. They have not had time to get into that boat, ins and outs. You play it long range, you play it short range, you play it smart, you play it stupid, and see what you can do with this boat. See what its limitations are. And 5 games is not enough to see those limitations. So I disagree with a lot of these guys that I've been seeing, these super testers or the streamers out there that are community contributors that are playing the Alaska, saying that it's hot garbage. I respect their opinion, but I can't really agree or disagree with them right now because I haven't got my hands on it. And until I get my hands on it and put it through its paces at my own rate, I'm going to reserve my judgment. And it's the same thing with the CV rework. I have concerns, but I'm going to reserve my judgment until it actually comes into play. So keep that in mind, guys, when you're going through. Don't bring stats at me because I want to know your feelings on this thing. I don't care about what the stats say. I don't care about what the average in the community says. That has nothing to do with my opinions. What do you think?
Regarding that or regarding boats?
Well, just regarding my whole statement.
No, you're right, but the issue with the Alaska is it appears to be underwhelming. All stats aside, I've watched people play it. Mm-hmm. It appears to be underwhelming. However, we won't know until we have the boat, but by then it's too late.
Right.
But I also don't want them to go overboard with it and turn it into something it shouldn't be. And they need to find they need to find some way to balance that. It needs to be somewhere between where it's at now and the Stalingrad. If we can find a happy medium without making the thing broken OP, that would be wonderful, right? Because this AP seems a little, its reload seems a little, and I don't want the boat just to fall on its face when it hits the free XP market. That being said, I don't want it to, have stellinium, slinging shells across the map and pen the thing from many angles. But some of these boats, like the Belfast, that have been removed, they were removed solely on their stats, because it's an easy button, that's that. So.
There's also something to be said this way as well. Some of these boats that are out there were removed when they were overpowered. When the Grimioski was removed, it was one of the strongest, stupidest things that I've ever seen, right? And the reason they removed it, stealth fire was a big deal. Stealth fire at the time was huge, and that boat at Tier 5 was ridiculously strong at Tier 5. Now that they've removed the stealth fire nerf, now that the stealth fire nerf has happened, the Grimioski is nowhere near as overpowered as it used to be.
Oh, I love my Grimmy.
It's not as strong as it used to be.
No.
It's good. It's very strong, but it's not overpowered versus any of the other shit at Tier 5 now. So bring it back. There's no reason to have it gone now. There's no reason to have it gone. It's not as strong as it used to be.
No, but it shouldn't have the torps that it does have for its tier.
What,
other than
8Ks?
That. Yeah.
What's the difference between those 8Ks and the 7Ks on the Kamikaze?
I'm going Russian. Sorry.
I'm okay with 8Ks on it.
I'm okay with it. I'm just saying that for everything else in its tier, in its line, it's a little wonky. But the Kitakami, gosh. And the Sims also was another one that suffered immensely during the stealth fire nerf, right? I mean, that's what that was all about.
I didn't really play the Sims when the stealth fire nerf was there. I did play the Benson. I did play a lot of the Benson at that time when stealth fire was here, and there was I believe it was 8 kilometers or so that you could 8 or 9 kilometers that you could fire on people and still be invisible, which I remember playing against Mo Like It one time, and it was me and somebody else. It was like a 3 versus 3, 5-inch clan versus 5-inch clan nonsense going on. And it got down to me against Mo and a couple other guys around the map, and he chased me, and I stayed dark, and I went dark until I got about that stealth fire range, and I burned him down. So it was very strong, but I'm not sure about the Sims. The Bliss is another one that took a hit with the stealth fire nerf, and it's good, but I mean it's not broken. So
didn't the Russian destroyers at tier 6 get moved to tier 7, but the Grimmy?
The Jenny moved. The old Jenny was a tier 5. It moved up to tier 6, I believe. But even then, I wasn't playing that Russian DD line when the stealth fire nerf wasn't activated. If I remember correctly, the stealth fire nerf came in very shortly after the Akizuki came out. Very shortly after the Akizuki came out, and that boat was ridiculous with the stealth fire, and then they nerfed it. So,
yeah.
So either way, I look forward to reading your guys' comments there in the chat about my personal feelings versus stat wise comments. So there you go. You got any other comments on that?
No.
All right, so let's go into another thing that's not on the board here. There's a new game mode. There's 2 new game modes. One is called Supply Lines, but you have to go to an outside website to get this, and your clan leader has to activate it, and then you have to play those things to get oil. Blah blah blah. It's oil. I'm not too interested in that right now. We'll talk about that next time we're on the podcast. But right now we're going to talk about this arms race. Interesting. That's only on 3 maps currently: Warriors Path, Islands of Ice, and what's the other one?
Mountain Range.
3 of the worst maps. like 3 of the absolute worst maps in the game.
They got Warriors Path, Mountain Range, and Tears of the Desert via Ice.
Yeah.
When they changed that map.
Yeah. Some of the worst maps for this thing, but basically, there's 3 different buff types that are on the map, and you go through and you capture this buff, and then I guess you get the buff if you capture it, and then your team gets a 1% if you capture it. I can't remember how it's supposed to work. I think that's the way it works. From what I read, I have not played the thing, but from what I read, you capture it, you get 2 points to this buff, and the rest of the team gets 1 point to the buff. And you can get total of 6 points with a graduating scale. If you have the 6-point buffs, then you'll get the maximum buff. The buffs are HP recovery, main battery reload, and torpedo reload. And what was the other one? Detectability buff. You can have all 3 buffs active at once, and this is a very long play game, from what I understand.
Hour.
It's an hour-long game?
Yes, sir. Well, I see the thing here. It says 57 minutes, 35 seconds left in the battle. That means me to believe that it's an hour-long gameplay.
Jesus. All right, so I guess this is just going to be one of those long knockdown, drag-out, just shooty boat things with a little bit of objective-based gameplay. This is for Tier 9 and 10, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
All right. So these buffs are going to be spread out around the map. You have 10 minutes to go capture these buffs. At the 10-minute mark, the main spawn, the key area spawns in the center of the map. The cap time on this is 150 seconds. 10 points are you get 10 points per second for holding it. If you capture a zone for these buffs, you gain 20 points and the enemies lose 20 points. So go cap it, get your 20 points, they cap it, you lose your 20 points. So basically it's going to be a back and forth seesaw battle for points, and then whoever captures the middle, like Epicenter, is going to do that. But that doesn't happen until 10 minutes after the game starts. One of the guys there, this just in, guys are saying it's just a normal 20-minute game.
It's normal 20 minutes? Okay, good.
Yeah.
It says an hour on here. I'm thinking to myself, holy crap.
Right. Do you see the buff numbers here? I actually have this.
I
actually
I
have this
have
over
it.
here.
Yeah.
So buff levels in percentages, starting by reduction of the ship's detectability. And these are percentages. Now go ahead and read those for 1.2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
1 is 5%. 2 is 10. 3 is 15. All the way up to 30.
All the way up to 30. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Okay. So on something like a Shimakaze, what starts out at 5.5, what's 30% of 5.5? 4.7.
10.
Somebody math that, and we'll talk about it later. So there you go. And then the main battery reload and speed
3.85.
torpedo, 3.85. Dude, 3.85 on a Shimakaze. That is stupid.
Well, I was just going to comment about that, actually.
Yeah, go ahead. Go comment.
Well, these things here that they're talking about capturing, the areas, and it kind of seems to me that something like a Kaba or something quick and low detectable will be able to get into these key buff zones and get the buffs and then get out of there. More than, let's say, a battleship or a cruiser. I don't see any or at least a cruiser. I don't know if battleships are even in this mode, but I haven't played it yet. But definitely seems like the really geared towards fast, low detectable ships.
I would think so, but I mean, you're definitely going to need these things. But can you imagine? Can you imagine this, guys? You're taking in something very quick like a Henry or something like that has a relatively high detectability range, and going in and lowering this 30% on a Henry or a Kebab itself.
Well, the Grozavoy, don't forget about that one.
Well, the Grozavoy's 6 flat, so I mean it gets even lower. Grozavoy's dirty. It's just dirty, man.
I know, but
it's just dirty, bro. So I mean, when you're going through and you're thinking about it, minus 30% on a Kebab, a Henry, a battleship. I mean, what's the lowest? Conqueror's what the lowest detectability?
11.7.
11.7. What's that? What's that? 11.7 minus 30%. Somebody math that real quick. Can you imagine these things getting up in there and be like, "Hey, motherfucker, kaboom!" And then you get fucking citadeled off of the boat. It's under 8 kilometers. Under 8 kilometers on that. That's just stupid. That's like Belfast level of detectability.
8.2.
It's ridiculous. Either way, it's ridiculous. All right. I'm looking forward to reading your comments on that, guys. Any more on detectability?
No, that's just it seems very geared towards low detection fast ships. It's time for like the Russians to get out and shine, I think.
Absolutely. Moving on to the main battery and torpedo tube reload speed bonus. It's another 30%, 5, 10, 15, 20, and up to 30. Not too terrible. 30% of 32 seconds on something like the Alsace is what? I don't know. Somebody math that out. So you're talking, what, 7 seconds off of this thing? Not too game breaking for something longer, but something like a Republic, or even a John Bart when that thing comes out. Can you imagine that? Getting a 30% reload bonus on the John Bart, and then having that gun reload at the same time.
Yeah, the Henri with the reload booster.
Yeah, it's the Henri, the St. Louis, or Z52 would be fantastic as well. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what good players are going to do to get into these things. I understand that most of this is going to be, you're not going to get the maximum bonuses on the battleships because they're probably not going to go cap it. And to get these max bonuses, you have to cap them to get the 2 points instead of the 1 that you would get for your team. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now you're going to have to prioritize, what do I go first? What do I go for first? Do I go for the detectability, or do I go for the main battery, or the one that we're going to talk about here in a minute? Which one do we need to go do first? Do we split our guys? How many people is in this game? It's 7-on-7, right? Or is it a 12v12? I don't remember. Somebody looked
this
it up.
1, 2, 3. This one's 9 versus 9. I don't know what it's actually.
Okay, so 9 versus 9. So you could have a couple of DDs going to each of the caps, trying to contest these caps, get the caps, and then Man, this is going to be an interesting game mode. All right, let's move on from main battery reload to recovery of ship HP per second to the total. So it's 0.5, 0.05, 1%, 1.15, 0.2, 0.25, and 0.3. 0.3% of the total ship of the hit points is going to reload or recharge every second, which makes fires less effective.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, you're still going to get burned down, but you're going to tick longer and further along. So applications for this, you take a bunch of damage in your DD, but you got that 6%, or you got those 6 points, man. You could just go dark, run away, and then you're back in full health. Imagine that with a Harry Gumo or a Yu Yang or something like that, man. Those things, that's sturdy.
This thing really seems geared towards low detection fast boats, cruisers, and destroyers.
Yeah.
These are things that don't usually have heal. These are things that really can make a mid-game to late-game push, especially if they had the ability to heal up hit points, especially with the Harugumo and things like that.
Right.
Can be great for them. It kind of looks like it's slanted away from battleships, though. I'm not gonna lie here. One more. I don't know. I haven't played it yet. It's just on paper. It leaves more questions than answers, I think.
Now the battleships will be integral of, you can still dev strike these cruisers, but you're going to have to dev strike these cruisers, which makes stuff like the GK probably doesn't look too good in this arms race because of its inaccuracy with its guns and its inconsistency. Stuff like that.
Slow.
So maybe not that one, but the Republic, the Yamato, the Montel, it's going to be phenomenal for these boats. And then, the Conqueror's just a giant cruiser anyway, so that boat's going to be solid no matter what situation you put it in. So there it is. I don't have a problem with this game mode. I just wish that I got a royalty on this, because this is something that me and Swole were just joshing around about 6, 7, 8 months ago here on the channel. And then they're going to put power-ups on the board, and then you got like a little shield, or you got a reload, man. My detection goes to 0. You got a 0.01 kilometer detection, but there's such a delay you won't be able to see the guy until he's like right up on top of you, and then you run into him, and it's just like, bam, we rammed each other. So
This is the answer to your daily complaint the last, I'd say, couple weeks, a month.
Yeah, well, forever.
No, the help. This is the help call the population of tier 9 and 10 for tier 8's always getting the worst matchmaking lately.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about it that way. This will help pull some of those 9 and 10s out of the queues. I hope so. I mean, I'll go in there and I'll play it a little bit just to test the waters and see how I like it. See what the strategeries are going to be. I can see a little bit of stat padding coming in there, but that's okay because it's a game mode for stat padding.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's a game mode for teamwork. It's a game mode for you really play as a team here. Let's focus on what our priorities are. What are we going to prioritize first? Are we going to prioritize our reload? Are we going to prioritize our detection? Are we going to prioritize our heal? That's something that you guys have to decide which is the best for our team at the time. And then we have to prioritize that and then go focus for those, fight over those. And then once those are done, or split the party up, go 4 over here, 5 over there, and then you fight for both of them at the same time. And I mean, this is the strategery of the game, giving you more options to do something, giving more options to play, more teamwork. You cannot be passive at all on this map. If you're passive, then you're going to lose, period. So a more aggressive gameplay, which gets me out of that mentality of I'm not really a big fan of Tier 10 because everything is very slow, and it's not a very slow-paced game at Tier 10 right now. And so maybe this will curtail some of that, and we can get some more aggressive Tier 10 gameplay. I think Go ahead.
Yeah, I asked what was besides giving us something different to play, what was the purpose behind it besides just, a new game mode to keep people's interest? And the answer I got was it's to help fix Tier 8 matchmaking at the time.
So
since Tier 8 has become the Tier 6 of the past,
Yeah. Well, and so instead of addressing the problem, they've thrown something else out there that people are either going to love or they're going to hate. There's going to be people out there that absolutely love it, and then there's going to be people out there that are absolutely going to hate this thing. This game mode's dumb. I mean, it's going to be a very polarizing event, just like Epicenter is. There's not too many people out there that I know that are in the middle of the road. It's okay. You don't hear that a lot. You either love it or you hate it. And that's the thing about Epicenter. You have to play Epicenter as it's not standard battle, it's not domination, it's Epicenter. And a lot of people don't like being forced to push in to get these caps and to sit on these caps and to hold these caps, and they play team deathmatch and they play standard battle and they sit back and then they're like, I hate this, we never win it. Well, you're not playing the game mode right. So I have a feeling that this is going to be that polarizing event as well. You're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't think that there's any middle ground here.
I'll take Epicenter over standard battle.
Standard battle is the absolute worst in my opinion. It's the slowest and promotes the most sitting still. But either way, any comments from the chat? You guys, please reference them to @SirVenomIK or @TheSovietSpy so we can address those a little bit later. I only have a few comments that I want to go over right now, and I know you're getting close to your time to go, so we'll head and speed up here and go into these. Any other things about this in particular?
No,
that you want to talk about?
No,
let's go back to the reload torpedo tube reloader and thing, and give me some comments on that, because that can be very effective while I write this comment down.
We got 30% reload on things like the Z52 will be phenomenal for them. Other than torpedo boats that have a short torpedo reloads, it's really not going to do much for them personally, I don't think. I mean, things like the Harugumo, you already got a 2-minute, gearing, not going to help a whole lot. Same goes for the Yu Yang. It's really going to help things that have quick reloads, just to make it that much more annoying for everyone else.
Torpedoes are king in this. Although
I would imagine that more of the gunboats are going to go for the reload for main batteries and torpedoes. I don't really see any torpedo boat going out of their way for this. I would imagine that they're going to go for the detection, personally. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't played it yet, and that would probably be where my comments more would come from. I really don't know. Other than like the Z52, don't really know what else could really take great advantage over torpedo tubes or even reloaded quickly.
Shimakaze will be fantastic for this. I know the Shimakaze has a reload that's relatively long on its torpedoes, but 30% faster for 15 torpedoes is ridiculous for any boat out there. The one that stands out to me that doesn't really matter no matter what you do on this thing is the Harugumo and the Kitakaze with the 2.5-minute reloads. 30% off of that is not going to be very much, and it's not going to be very effective. So whatever. But the gun, on the other hand, the gun side of it, it has definite benefits for each class, each boat in here.
Yeah, it's going to help the Harugumo immensely for its guns. You already can't ripple fire the thing because it takes longer to ripple fire than it does to get all the guns off. And that just make it even that much more worse, especially if you're doing an adrenaline rush. I mean,
yeah, I find it interesting. If you take Adrenaline Rush and the Harugumo and you get Half-Life chunked or something like that, you just hold the button down. You just da 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 da, and it's just a constant thing. We've seen it. I've done it in the streams. You guys were hanging out while I'm playing Harugumo in ranked. You've seen it. I've done it. I mean, you guys seen all these other streamers doing it. A lot of people are telling me that it's if you play pure gunboat on this thing, I'm talking take away your concealment expert going at 6.9 concealment and just going in for BFT, AFT, reload everything. What's the point of having half a second reload? You're not going to get them off on time.
That you can't.
It's impossible. You're
Especially if you hold it
double-clicking-
down.
You're double clicking every couple of seconds, and then if you're doing that, you're not paying attention. You're going to lose something. There's something that's going to be lost here if you're just holding the button down. You're not going to get your reloads off in time to make it effective. Number one. Number two, if you are double clicking every 1 second, then you're not paying attention to what's going on around you. You're going to end up hitting torps a little bit more, even though you're a brick and you're probably going to eat torps anyway. But you get the picture of what the picture that I'm trying to paint here. There's no reason to gear your boat up this far into reload. So with that being said, you could change the way that you've built this thing. Instead of going for just pure gunboat potential, you can change it for something else and still end up getting that pure gunboat potential, but still having your concealment, still having your reloads there, still having your adrenaline rush on there. You know what I'm saying? So it does change up some of the gunboats mentality when, okay, we're going into arms race. I need to get that reload, so let's build to get that reload, number one, and then not waste these points on reload and our captain skill. You wouldn't need BFT at that point, because the reload percentages would compensate for that BFT, and then your adrenaline rush that you would take would overcompensate for it as well. So you end up in the same place.
Yeah, that it seems like maybe you could go for more stealth Harugamo at that point, and go for the buffs. But you have to get them though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, you'd still have to fight for the buffs, and if you're fighting for the buffs, then you're doing the right thing. I think the priorities here would be my personal priorities, depending on what I am playing. If I'm playing as a battleship, I want these dudes to focus on the heal. I want to stay alive. All right, and if I stay alive, that's the heal, and that's the other one. The reloads will come eventually. My adrenaline rush will knock down my reload. Then we get the reload buff, and what's the reload on the Republic right now? That's ridiculous. As it is, it's what, 25 seconds or something like that.
Yep.
Something pretty close.
Pretty low, yeah.
And then you put adrenaline rush on that, and then you put another 30% down. Jesus. Most effective by it? What do you think? Well, let's just go down the list. Let's go down the list for detection. Most effectiveness. What would be most effective for what ship on the reload, on the detection, and on the heal? What do you think?
Detection would have to be battleships and cruisers over destroyers, because the destroyers, they're going to get inside of radar range anyway. They're going to be radared, right?
Yeah.
So that's not super important. But if you can get a big battleship in closer and still stay outside of radar range, that helps immensely, because when you see yourself 11 kilometers away and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, there's a Montana there that shouldn't be there. Yeah,
exactly.
Holy
Here
crap.
comes a GK, yeah.
That's a Code Brown, and that's amazing. But like things like on the destroyers, you get yourself in within 9.5 kilometers of a Worcester, you're in his radar range, and it's automatic. It's stealth radar, off you go. So that doesn't really help you very much. But things like reload on things like the Grozovoy, the Kaba, maybe even a Republic, things the Worcester, the Harugamo, things like that. I think that reload's going to be contested. Try to get capped the most personally. Then the heal.
Think so? Yeah, I tend to agree as well. I know. My personal opinions: battleships. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Maybe reload detection doesn't really bother me because I'm there to get shot at anyway. If I do happen to get closer, I'm probably going to eat torpedoes anyway. So either way, it doesn't matter on concealment for me. Reload is probably the most important thing. If there's a lot of cruisers out there and it's a cruiser-heavy game, then I definitely want that heal. Even though it's not going to do very much, it'll still constantly heal up to where I can, if I have to, I can try to disengage as much as possible and then survive some of the overpowered fire chance, which is something else that we'll talk about later.
Yeah, I really, until I play it, on paper, this thing seems like a Russian destroyer's dream. But
yeah,
that's just on paper. I don't know.
I agree.
I don't know yet.
No, absolutely.
Worcester and Zao will have fun as well.
God dang, the Zao with any more detectability. Jesus, it's already, 9.7? And then you can get it another 30% lower. What's that numbers, boys? On the Zao, 9.7 minus 30%. Somebody let me know. Anyway, that would be ridiculous. It's already stupid as it is, and
But a fast reloading Zal would be amazing.
yeah. Legendary module. It's around 7 kilometers, is what I'm being told. Around 7 kilometers on the Zal with the legendary mod reload booster, and the reload 30%. God Lord, man, that's ridiculous. The Zal is probably one of the strongest, tier 10 cruisers. They're all strong, but Zal Hindenburg are
Love my
probably
Zal.
1, 2 for those long range guys, and then Henry coming real close at third now with the reload booster on its own. So definitely strong. Okay. Any other comments on this arms race? This seems like arcade mode to me. They're turning this game into Quake, but a slow version of Quake, and that's fine, which is okay because it does give us something else to do. I so far in this game, I have enjoyed pretty much everything that they have done, game mode wise. The Dunkirk operation is coming back. Operation Dynamo is coming back. I love that one. That was a really good one. All of the operations that they've done a very good job about it. The Halloween events are fantastic. The April Fool's events are generally pretty good. The Corgi event in the past and this new pirate fleet is still it's a solid thing for the community to do something that's not just random battles, ranked or clan battles, to where it's stressful. All 3 of those. This could be another fun thing, but knowing me and my competitive nature, I'll probably get stressed and salty about it. You're so stupid. You don't even know what you're doing. It's like, this is my first game. Give me a break. Oh, well, blah 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 blah. You know how it goes. You know how people are in this community. If you make a mistake, you cannot make a mistake in this community, guys. So if you're thinking about making a mistake, don't do it. Overall, I think it's a good thing for the game, getting us out of the thing. Now let's talk real quick about the mentality here, getting people out of tier 8s and 9s and moving them or tier 9s and 10s out of the queue. Do you think it's going to make a huge difference?
Depends on how successful this thing is. I mean, I know that's a dumb statement, but I mean, if it's an enjoyable game mode that people can rally behind, and it's not like kind of like the rank mentality of potato team, like versus the non-potato team, if it actually, if people work together and this goes off well, I see this fixing high tier gameplay to some extent, changing the dynamic of it. But if it's kind of like the amount of people that play co-op late at night, nothing's going to change at all. I don't know. We have to wait till it goes live to see just how many people actually enjoy it. I've heard some people play it and they said it was a lot of fun, but just because something's fun doesn't mean that everyone's going to want to play it, right?
Right.
We need people to get in.
Yeah. It's all on opinions, right? It's all going to be a personal preference, and it's going to be, hey guys, we're going to go play this tonight, or hey, we're going to go play this tonight. That's kind of the way that I'm tentatively thinking about this for the stream later on. Is okay tonight, guys. We're going to play Arms Race for a while. Anybody want to play Arms Race? And I think that it'll even out a little bit at the beginning, but I have a feeling that just like anything, it'll be a flash in the pan. It's going to be out there forever, but I think the popularity of it will start to wane after about a month or so, and then you'll start seeing a lot of that trickle back in.
They need to keep it interesting. They need to keep it fresh. Every month or two, they need to change the maps. They need to change maybe the buffs. They need to change locations. They need to change what they do, how they do it. Once it's programmed in there, it's all just plug and play at that point. As long as they keep it fresh and exciting, I think they can keep it interesting for a lot longer but if they keep 3 maps for several months and nothing changes, this will peter out so fast it won't even matter.
Yeah, very quickly. Also, I don't think that you're able to get Krakens and Dreadnoughts and flags and stuff like that from this game mode. At least not on the PTR. You're not able to at the moment.
I hope XP and credit buff is higher than random battles.
Well, XP and credit buff would be a legit thing, but if you get detonated in this thing early on, Are you going to be able to hex your flags for the day? So it all depends. I think if they reward this thing correctly, this thing can stay around a while, and people will enjoy doing it. But just like you said, there's a combination of this. You have to reward it correctly, and you also have to keep it interesting. Different maps, different rotations of maps, because right now these maps that they have it on are like the worst maps in the game. Mountain Range is a terrible map. Warrior's Path is a terrible map. Islands of Ice is a terrible map.
No. Sleeping Giants off of it, I'm happy.
Well, I like Sleeping Giants. I guess they're personal preferences. I mean, there's some things about Sleeping Giant that are good that I do enjoy, but either way, so there it is. I mean, personal preferences are going to take a big look into this, and if some of the, like myself, I feel as a streamer, I don't know how you feel, but I feel as a streamer I have a responsibility. This is just my own personal feelings. I feel that I have a responsibility to the community to showcase stuff like this. I'm not a community contributor, but I feel that to get out good information and to give a good, unbiased opinion, I have to get in there and play this thing. And I have to, I have to not just play it once or twice and then get shit on once or twice. We got to figure out how to win, and is it even worth playing with the rewards if you win and or lose. So that's my theory, and I challenge all the streamers out there. I challenge you too to get in there and don't just this game mode sucks, because I guarantee you there's 2 people out there that will come out there and say this is terrible, this is a terrible game mode, and then the community is just going to follow bandwagon this thing, and everybody's just going to fucking badmouth it. So
we'll see. Like I want to get in and play it. I'll play it for a full day or so, unless it's just absolutely terrible and I want to just pull my nails out, but I'll play it, and if I like it, I'll stick with it. The problem that I have is not necessarily with the game mode. It's just the fact that it's tier 9 and 10. I mean, I don't really like any tier 9 battleships for the most part. Masashi's fun, Yamato's fun, but I can't stand high tier gameplay, and I'm glad that they're trying to help the community by pushing high tier someplace else temporarily. I need staking power, and I hope it works, but I'll do my best.
Right.
Some of the new ships are fun.
Yeah.
I'm starting to enjoy it a little more, but
how much time you got?
I got about 15-20 minutes.
All right, cool. So there you go. So there it is. Let's go ahead and move off into the question and answering portion. Sum up everything so far, that what you thinking right now, while we get some more questions in, because I've only got 1 or 2, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you. So clan changes. I think it's a good thing. It'll give us some more opportunities to get things that we want. We don't really need these things, but it'll get things that we want, like coal and steel. As for the rest of it, it doesn't really affect me because I have everything where I am. Everything that where I am right now. I don't need this stuff except for the steel and the coal. So those are the 2 most important things. Also, keeping the clan at 50 people. Arms race sounds like a good idea. I don't know. I have to get in there and try it out. I think it'll be awesome. So, your thoughts on that? Final thoughts on everything?
I'm glad. I'm glad most of the things in the new port for clans they seem good, legitimate. A little disappointed on some things with the steel. We talked about that, but other than that, it's fine. I think it's moving in the right direction. Sucks that they might kick half the people out and we bring them back in, but that's a 3-day issue, and then they'll fix again. Arms racing's cool. I like the idea of it. I like they're trying something new. I hope it has sticking power, and I hope they handle it correctly and keep it exciting. And who made Tears of the Desert? I don't know, and why? I don't know who made it, but I have a feeling it was like the president of Wargaming or something. We seem to be stuck with these maps forever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, it did get a little bit better with the change, but I've been so jaded on this map from day one, and it was the Mogami that jaded me. The Mogami's a fantastic boat. I have zero love for the Mogami because when I would play it, I was at tier 10 and I was on Tears of the Desert like 60% of my games. It was so frustrating to want to play through. So when I finally did play through and got the Ibuki, I just stopped playing it. and I sold the Mogami. And I don't care if I ever play that boat again because I'm so jaded on that boat and that map at the same time. Other maps that I would play on the Mogami was fine, but that map, I always got that map, and it always it never worked out for me. So first comment here is from crap, I didn't even write it down, but somebody asked how hard is it to do a tier 8 to tier 9 +1 -1 and tier 10 only -1. The problem that they are seeing, and this is the reason why I think that they're pushing this 9 and 10 even more in arms race, is that the problem that they see is people don't want to sit in queue. They don't want to sit in queue. They want you to get into battles. They want you to lose the battle, win the battle, whatever, and then have that opportunity to jump right back into a game in a minute and a half, less than that sometimes. When you go +1 -1, 10 only sees 9, 9 sees 8 and 10, and then 8 sees 7 and 9, is that you're going to lengthen these things. And a lot of people don't want to sit around for that.
We have a massive player population problem on NA. That's the big issue with that, actually.
Yeah. I know.
There's
go ahead.
100. There on average night on warships on NA is like 11, 12, 13,000, and on NA it's like 20.
17.
On NA it's like 22,000 on like semi off peak hours.
On the EU, yeah.
Yeah, and they have more players. EU and Russia has more players than we do, and those things might work better over there, but even so, the queue times would still be lengthened, but they'd be immensely lengthened on NA, and it would just kill the population even more.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Now, a while ago, they did a thing that if we got so many people on board online at the same time, up to 20 grand on the NA server, then they would give us all rewards for that, right? Well, we didn't make it. We got like 18 or 19,000 if I remember correctly. I want to say that this was a determining factor in the reasons why they haven't gone to +1 -1, because we've been calling for +1 -1 for a long time now, and that's something that is key is player population. The majority of players are playing at 6, 7, and 8 right now. Yes, because we're focused on 8, 9, and 10. 8 gets kind of screwed over because of the tier 4 preferential matchmaking. It moved everything up one, so 6 is seeing a lot of 8s. 7s really are kind of like the best right now. They're very rarely do I see a tier 9. At least I do see tier 9s, but not as much as I see tier 10s or tier 8s if I'm a tier 6 or a tier 10 or a tier 8. So there it is. So anyway, moving on. You got one?
No, that's the issue with that. I think population. I don't. The only other comment you already sent me, so I've been answering them.
Yeah. All right.
There,
Okay. Scuba Doobie says, as a new player to the game, I find it enjoyable so far. Do you feel the game caters more toward the longer term players than the newer players when it comes to resources, etc.? I think it. All right. So determining all of resources and resources only. It is going to cater. The resources are going to cater to people that stay around a long time. Resources for new players or people that are just here and there aren't going to get them because they're not around to do the dailies. They're not around to play the clan battles. They're not around to get these things. So resources are not going to. You're going to be scarce. So to get these things, you have to do the work. And I think that's the reward for actually playing the game. Now you have an opportunity to go into the arsenal. You can get a captain. You can get a ship or whatever. Whatever you want to spend your resources on. So definitely that caters toward the longer range player.
Yeah. They've definitely made resources much more obtainable lately, right? And then the arsenal was kind of their fix, or to help some of the fix with the high tier economy, because everyone's always complaining about the tier 10 economy being horrific, and that was kind of to help balance it, like giving you resources to save. But all those all cater towards the long game. When you're new in the game, You're just like all of us were. You're scrounging for credits. You're going to be scrounging for credits more than you're going to be scrounging for experience. Mm-hmm. And that's just the way it is with a new player. and eventually the bell curve with your credits and XP and everything will level off, and you'll have more credits than you have to do with, and it will kind of work itself out in the end. But that's just with every game. You need to grind with being a new player. You just have to grind. Unfortunately, there's no easy way or fun way about it.
There you go. Yeah, well, I mean, grinding can be fun, and that's what endeared me to this game is the grind. I come from games like Diablo 3 and Path of Exile, which are nothing but grind games, and I do love I do love pushing myself into those grindy little areas. Trelo says, in my opinion, the stats isn't always the player's achievements. It's a teamwork game, and if you have stupid teammates, your stats goes down. That's a stat guideline. So there you go. What's next? UberHub says, looking forward to your comments about the Alaska. I asked one super tester about it, stating that a streamer said it was crap, and I got a huge tongue lashing in chat. He was quite the douche. I think the Alaska is in a place where it needs a little bit of help. It's pretty solid where it is now, for what it is. The pin values on the 305s on this Alaska seem very lackluster compared to the 305s of the Russians, the Stalingrad, the Kronstadt, I believe, has 305s as well. Those pins are ridiculous. And they continue to be ridiculous today. Now, if you're going to put something out at Tier 9 that is an American version of it, you need, and it's got the 305s on it, you need to give it the same pin value, or it becomes worse than the 203s or whatever, the 240s of the Henry. The pin values on this thing are terrible versus armor. It does poop on cruisers. It does absolutely wreck cruisers. But I think they definitely need to work on the pin values and make them pin values a little bit better, in my opinion, so it can defend itself against battleships.
Yeah, the Stalingrad and the Alaska, right? They really shouldn't be compared. I mean, they're two different types of things. The gun calibers are the same. However, the velocity on the Stalingrad is substantially higher than the velocity on the Alaska. However, that being said, the Alaska also shoots AP heavy, and the Stalingrad doesn't. I don't know the pin values of AP heavy.
Well,
so
AP
I don't
heavy.
know.
I mean, I don't know what the pin values are on the Demonis versus compared to the 305s. It's interesting though that if you're shooting a light versus a heavy shell, you should technically, in theory, have better pin values with the heavier shells. With that being said, we are talking about a very lobby shell, almost not quite North Carolina-esque lobs, but I don't know, man. I can't wait to play this thing. I disagree with the pin values being as bad as they are, not being able to hit guys from 10 kilometers broadside, where in the Stalingrad or in the Kronstadt you get citadels on a Montana, but you break every one of your shells. I disagree with that from 10 kilometers. You should be able to punish these guys for being broadside. If you don't do this, then you become a Scharnhorst, and the Scharnhorst struggles against armor, so you have to aim higher to the waterline. Like everything that you're shooting on battleship-wise becomes a German battleship where you aim high, and that's a little frustrating for people to be able to dish out that punishment. I understand, but I don't know, man. I like this boat. I cannot wait to get my hands on this boat.
I love the idea of it. I think it could use a little tweaking here or there.
A little bit of tweaking with the AP.
You can either have slow, accurate shells, right? Or you can have horrible dispersion with good pen value. However, it seems to kind of follow none of those, and you have a slower reload with wonky dispersion. I think if they were to lower the reload to like 17 seconds or something, I think people would be less frustrated with it. With this dispersion
What's the
grouping.
reloads on it right now?
I think it's 20. I think
20 seconds is comparable to the Scharnhorst. I don't know what's the Stalingrad's. It's like 15 seconds or something.
Something like that. Yeah,
Something like
but
that.
it's 2.66 Sigma, right?
Don't get me started on accuracy because that's going to open up. You ain't got time to listen to my accuracy rant. We'll talk about accuracy in the game at a later date, but because I'm thoroughly disgusted with the way that the game is going right now versus battleship accuracy versus all the fire chance that's out there. But either way, besides the point. So there's that. Any other comments that we need to get to? Did you catch any?
I think you got the other one
You got the other one
we
that you
had.
got.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You got a couple more seconds here for the cast. Couple more seconds. I'm getting told that the Stalingrad has a 20-second base reload. If you got any more questions here, just post them in the chat, and then we will get out of here because I know you got to go soon. With the modules and stuff, you get like 16-second reload in the Alaska, which should be fine. Yeah, so that's fine. 16 seconds is not bad. Let's talk about this Alaska for some more, just a little bit more. The armor is pretty terrible, which is fine because it's a battle cruiser, so it's not as heavily armored as a battleship would be, which I have no problem with. HE eats this thing up. IFHE is ridiculous against this thing.
It's very,
pen. Very strong. It eats a lot of HE pins. I think what the bow on this thing is 27 millimeters, which means you'll be fine versus 15-inch guns, but 16-inch guns will tear you up, and 16 and higher on those values. But this thing turns on a dime. This thing is maneuverable as hell. Maneuverable as hell. Go ahead.
No, I don't even want to go there.
Go there.
I've seen quite a few Alaskas up at A10, up in the map corner, just right going nose into the corner, just trying to kite away. And I often wonder, what in the heck are they doing? Because I have seen a lot of streamers play it, and I only saw like one or two streamers actually work hard at playing it. Yeah. The other ones seem to kind of throw their boat away. And I often wonder, why are they throwing their boat away? Like, are they trying to make it underperform so they force it to get a buff?
I don't know.
They just don't care. Because I've seen some people play it great. I've seen some people play it very well. And they still trash talk the boat. But they still played it very well. And it did perform, I thought, where it needed to be. It was like 110,000 one game, 160 the next game. It was like 98 the other game. That seems fine. And it seemed like they did a good job with the boat.
The damage potential's there.
Yeah. And I've seen some people just sail for the map border and then just like throw the Alaska away. I don't know what's the deal with that. I don't know if they're trying to make it look bad to get a buff. They got to be very careful if they do tweak it, Yeah.
We don't want to. You don't want to make it. You don't want to make it too strong. I've seen some of these boats out there, Stalingrad in particular, getting ridiculous angled citadels, which I really don't think that they should be getting those. But whatever. I'm not a super tester, so my opinion matters zero to them. On the other hand, you guys have to remember that this is a cruiser. So you're gonna something like the Dunkirk or the Nelson, where it's very weakly armored. You're gonna have to be very mobile. You're gonna have to be very angle oriented to bounce these shells that you need to bounce, or to minimize the damage that's incoming. And you can do that by playing an open style, very, very mobile. If you're sitting still in this boat, you're playing the boat wrong. You're playing this boat wrong.
It's not an island. It's not a hide behind the island kind of thing.
No, definitely not hide behind the island. Okay, boys, that's it, man. Thank you guys very much. That's everything. You got anything else that you want to say to them? Go ahead.
I'm good, sir.
Guys, this is Soviet Spy. Tell them where they can find you every night.
You guys can find me on twitch.tv/the Soviet Spy. I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
There you go. And you guys, there's a thing down there at the bottom, twitch.tv/the_Soviet_spy. And I am Sir Venom IK. You guys can find me right here at this channel, twitch.tv/Sir Venom IK. Or if you guys are in the chat, thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate all the comments. Thank you for watching. And if you guys have any other comments or anything like that, please feel free to hang around. I'll be streaming right after this, getting into some ranked season. And if you guys can also hit up on the Discord if y'all have any ideas or topics or something that you guys want to discuss, there is a tab directly for that. So I love you guys very much. From me and Soviet Spy, that's it, guys. This episode 3 is now over. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time.